I do believe low ground this season is terrible.
Everybody knows it's like Katana. Let's be like Queasy and Venom from last year, and let's play exactly what they did. Scrims today in EU was a mess. The fort is so much. To be on a mountain zone, low ground, go all the way to OE height with the 4 charges. Like, it's just too much. Right?
Hello, my name's Matthew and I'm calling from the UK.
Okay, thank you very much. What is your take?
My take is that any team that plays high this season will excel in FNCS, and I feel building on that the mythic that grants the extra dash on the fists will give a huge advantage to, I think it's Acorn and Cold you were talking about, landing on that, because it will give them the extra dash up to height, so it's much easier for them to take it.
Yep, I will. Yep. I have a huge answer to this question already. I think this season is going to be height based, right? And it is just like Katana season. All the fists are literally katanas. Like, they're the same, the way they work, everything is the same besides just jumping in a box, breaking all the builds and killing you instantly. That's the only difference, right? So I think height is going to be where you have one guy at the top of the, like, literally at ulti height, and you have one, or they just double play it, because if you get chopped out, you can just fist up. You're not going to die to fall damage. You'll be fine. Yeah. And I do believe low ground this season is terrible. Or anywhere mid-ground, low mid-ground is terrible, just because of the fact that people can fist in your box and run into your box for free without losing anything and killing you.
Yeah. You're good.
I have a slightly different perspective on this. I agree with everything you just said, Kanada, because it's true. Low and mid this season right now, with the state of the fists and the nitro dash, is disgusting. It's like, what's the point of playing? You can play a game perfectly, no reward. You just can't.
Literally, if a team sees you and they are shambles, they can just kill you and you can't do anything about it.
It's terrible, right? Yeah. However, what you started what you know your whole sentence with is part of the problem with playing height this season, in that everybody knows it's like Katana, right?
Yeah.
And so what everybody's doing is they're going, oh, let's be like Queasy and Venom from last year, and let's play exactly what they did. And so, like, the scrims today in EU, height was a mess. Like, like everybody's going up for it. And the problem with like the fists is that, like, you basically are trying to guarantee the highest team, right?
Yeah.
It's like a team will like fist up and like you can't like hear it. And so like you think you've got it. Like you think you have height, you think, I was the highest up, I'm good, I'm clear, bam, crash down on your head, somebody lands on you. It's like, it's so messy.
Oh, it is.
I think it will eventually level itself out.
Yeah, it's like it's just because everyone's just trying it.
Right.
But I think at the end, it will definitely be a team that will win their games. Like they'll win like 4 or 5 games, right? Because they're playing height. But the other games, they're going to get grief for it, right? And it's not going to just be a dominant height like Peter bought point. That's what I'm saying. There's going to be multiple teams going for it, looking for it. And I think that it would be mid-ground, dead side. Like, you would need to play mid-ground tarp where no team is like too close to you, and you can pressure them off where they can't just run in your box, but you're in a good spot. You get what I'm saying? If you're dead center in the middle of the zone and then it pulls, you're just going to die, right? You need to position yourself on a dead side of the zone, mid-ground, where you're just not going to get ran in on. That's what I think.
I think the combat shotgun is going to become slowly more meta as the season plays out, because the one thing I'm seeing not happen as much that I thought it would with the fist kind of meta taking and height, blah, 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 is people like using the fist and then actually taking shots at people. It's kind of weird. I see people like using the fist like Katana and then not really like following up with a lot of damage on everyone else flying around them. But I don't know whether it stabilizes, but what do you guys want to see them do to fix that? If we think that the meta is like, do we think people are just going to learn how to use the fist and it won't be as chaotic? Or do you want like less charges? Do you want a delay between the fist attacks? Like what do you think actually fixes this though? Because everyone's just saying the meta is going to be terrible, but if it can balance it.
I just think that it shouldn't be able to, like, you know how katanas, when you'd right click, right? You'd right click up and then you could break a build, but it doesn't always instantly break it. You get what I'm saying? Like, it'll break it, but it won't do 500 damage to the full metal builds. It'd do like 200. You get what I'm saying? Same thing. Like, if someone's going up on height, if they're in full metal, I should just be able to just break them down in full metal, right? And it shouldn't just be able to just run in and break every single build in your box. Like Katana, when you would slash it, it wouldn't do damage. It wouldn't break the box. It would hit you for like 50, 60, knock you back. But you also have an animation where you're stuck there, so the other team can shoot you back. But the fist, left click, left click, left click, left click. There's no stopping. You can't stop with that. It's infinite.
Yeah.
And they had it where like the first 2 you hit, and then you're stuck there for a second, where the other team can shoot you back. It's like at least there's a counter to it. You know what I'm saying?
I think they also need to maybe reduce like one less charge, because right now it has more charges than Katana's used to have. Right?
Yeah,
like
4. It has 4. It's 2 or 3 or 2. Yeah.
And it's like the 4 is so much. Like you can genuinely, you could be on a mountain zone, low ground, and like go all the way to OE height with the 4 charges. Like it's just too much. Right? On top of that, maybe like nerfing like the pull out time after, because like what happens a lot of the times is like people like will dash all the way up with their fist and then whip out their guns like super quick, and you're like,
instantly. That's what I was talking about, like fisting and then combat shocking guy mid-air still.
Yeah, like that shouldn't be
them.
possible.
Like,
yeah. I mean, Muzz had a decent one there. They should make it take a charge. The thing is, like, the likely thing that I can see with them nerfing this is because it is affecting pubs and casual whatever. Right now, you can't field as much because everyone's in cars. But if you fight someone outside of cars, we all know the fists are just absolutely broken as. And yes, casuals love it. We've been seeing all of the hate on Twitter, but I do think there is a chance they will balance this and try to change it at least for competitive as well. But it's going to be tough. I think it's going to take them a while. And this FNCS is not far away. Like this is the quickest break we've ever got to FNCS. When is FNCS? Like 2 weeks away?
2.5 weeks.
Like that's not a lot of time to balance what is a season right now that has a lot of stuff in it. And then we have the 2 weeks of qualifiers, and then they go on a 4-week break. That's a long time to balance things, but you're already through the qualifiers. Like you're either in or out. So like, I don't know. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how this one plays out.
Yeah.
I was just thinking on top of that, Levin, you were saying that people are going to be trying to mimic Queasy and Veno's season. And so I feel like Peterborough and Poyo, they're not going to be nearly as dominant on height this season, because people are going to know how to play it better. People are going to be able to chop it out. And with more people called to globals, people aren't going to be as scared. And with EU players, everything's just going to change for them, I feel like.
Yeah. It's like a lot of the time, right? You like in Fortnite, you almost want to be doing like the opposite of what everyone's doing, right? If like the whole lot doing this, like the best strategy often is what is not that. And so in the case of Queasy and Veno, nobody was playing height like they were, which is why they could guarantee height every time. Everybody knows that you can play height that way, so everyone's going to be doing that. And so at least early on, right now, like the people who are finding the most success in scrims or whatnot are probably going to be people who aren't doing exactly that. Maybe they're timing it a bit late or whatever. But like we sort of started off saying this, I think this will be an interesting season to see like how the meta evolves, like till we get to Grands. Like I think things will have to level themselves out. I think there will probably be changes that means like the way the end games play out are slightly different. But in terms of like NA, right? Because I never really, the memes always that nobody looks up on NA, but again, it's like surely people will be. Again, I've not seen the scrims, so I don't know what it was like so far, but like surely people are just going up like non-stop, just how it is in EU. With how easy it is with Fist.
Yeah, basically. I think people realizing the uppercut's also extremely broken too. Like everyone's talking about like the punch up and the punch in, but the uppercut is so destructive. Like you can break so much with it instantly, and it's easy as.
And there's also like this new thing where let's say you're in a full battle box below 2, and then there's someone one up you, like you just uppercut and you can fucking just jump into their box. Like how is that even like that's another problem with it. Like you can't do that with anything else besides that.
Yeah.
Fist.
Yeah, it's interesting to say the least. Interesting to say the least. Thank you very much, though, Matthew. That was a nice sort of take to come in with. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye. I love you guys.
Love you too, bro.
Hey, if you enjoyed that video, you can watch the full podcast right here. Just click on it, watch the full episode. You've already watched this video. You might as well watch the full podcast right here. Go on, click it.